Hey everybody, I'm Jesse and welcome to another edition of Gen X Thinks. And today, I mentioned it yesterday, we'll talk about the apocalypse today. It's going to be hopefully a discussion between me and the viewers. That's the plan. But before people start logging on and joining in the discussion, I'll kick it off by talking about this great reset of 2030. George Soros wrote a book about it, and WEF has created plans, concerning this great reset and all this stuff. And I've done a little bit of research on it and followed it a little bit. I'll be the first one to admit I just don't have the time to do like these deep dive investigations into things. So when I talk about stuff, I just talk about a normal person's average knowledge on a subject, not some kind of reporter's deep dive shit. I'm not a journalist of any kind. I'm just somebody interested in some shit. You know what I mean? Metal Gear Punisher, what's up? Oliver Rust, how's it going, man? Glad to see y'all here. But this great reset thing, these, whatever you want to call these assholes, these elites, right? These billionaires who have either inherited or made a bunch of money, and so they think that they can run the world, right? They create globalism and destroy our culture and our country, national borders and shit, and not just USA, everyone, whether it be Italy or Sweden, they want to destroy the national borders and make it one world global homogenous government bullshit. And so I'm looking into this and I'm reading a little bit about it, and so it talks about this great reset of 2030 and the conspiracy theory, right, that people have gathered, people meaning me as well, from what these world leaders, these elites have said. All right. So then people start putting two and two together. Laic, what's up, Laic? Glad to see you here. April, hi. Jeff7, good morning. Good morning. All right, so I found this one thing interesting, and this whole fact-checking shit just kills me. But anyway, I'll read this to you. Fact checks, this is about the conspiracy theories, right, about 2030. Fact checks from BBC, Full Fact, and ADL debunk it as baseless. No evidence supports engineered pandemics, forced depopulation, or property abolition. All right? So they're saying the whole thing is debunked. Now, the thing that comes to me as soon as I read that is I have watched Bill Gates sit there in interviews and talk about the fact that the world is overpopulated and he can get it down to 500 million using vaccines. He has said this out of his own mouth. And he has also said that, oh, by the way, we'll put the vaccines in the cows to bypass vaccine hesitancy. Now, okay, if I went into, let's say, a family of 10, and I said the population in this house is too high, right? And I want to reduce the population of this home. Now, that would be horrendous. I would be a psychopath, okay? But when Bill Gates says it about the entire planet, and he's talking about billions of people, and he's actually doing it. He says he's doing it. He admits he's doing it. He's got a plan, and he's celebrated. And if you ask any questions about him, you're debunked. If you say, hey, maybe, just maybe, Bill Gates is trying to depopulate the planet, because he said he wants to depopulate the planet, and he is taking steps to depopulate the planet, and he's actually taking steps to circumnavigate our depopulation hesitancy, which is, to the common layman person, that's just living. I'm depopulation hesitant because I want to stay alive for another few years. You know what I mean? So I'm depopulation hesitant. That's bad now. Just, being your depopulation hesitancy, you're just a wacko, because you're questioning Bill Gates and his depopulation agenda. So that kind of shit. And I've gotten in trouble for quoting Bill Gates and talking about Bill Gates. Well, with YouTube, they'll just ban. They haven't really come at me as a whole, at the whole channel, but that one episode I did where I talked about this exact thing and quoted him, they just wouldn't even play the episode. So we'll see how this goes. YouTube might get mad at me. But, I mean, these people are up there. There's video proof of what they've got planned. They're enacting this shit. They said it out loud. They've written books about it. But if you talk about it, then you get debunked, right? I'm just quoting the dude. I'm just saying what he said. I'm not, how is that a theory? It's on YouTube. You can watch it yourself. So, yeah, that kind of shit just kills me. So, they have this plan for this great reset, and as far as I'm concerned, I'll just lay this out here real quick, and then we'll get in. I'll start reading off your replies, and we'll start the discussion. But I'll just let you know where I sit. As far as the pandemic shit, I think that I 100% believe that shit is engineered, for whatever, thousands of years. We didn't have new viruses just popping up, killing people and stuff. I mean, we had diseases, but we had the same diseases around for a long time. People, they'd pop up here and they'd spread around and pop up here, but we didn't have new ones just popping up like we do now. This shit is brand new. They haven't, back in the 1800s, nobody died of COVID-19 ever until 2020. So where the hell did it come from? That kind of shit. That's just one of the reasons I think that shit is engineered in some lab somewhere. And this digital ID and digital currency and all this, you can that looks like just common sense, plain. That's what's happening. That's the shit they want. They've been doing this shit. It's been a slow rollout, but they're phasing out cash, and they're gonna roll out digital ID and digital currency and all this stuff and get everybody digital. That's just obvious to me. And once the thing about that is, and that's the key point, is that to get us to adopt anything really, what they do is either cause or use some kind of calamity or emergency, right? If they crash the economy, then we'll all be begging for a digital currency, because that'll be their cure for their economic crash, right? Now, when you crash the economy, the billionaires don't suffer at all. They don't suffer at all. It's the same shit to them. So now now they're, Elon Musk is going to be worth 100 billion because the economy crashed instead of 400 billion. Oh, poor Elon. You know what I mean? And not, I'm not hacking on Elon Musk. I'm just saying, when you got that much money, what the hell's the difference? If you lose 3/4 of it, you're still ultra mega rich. So what the hell it doesn't matter. And you all get it all back after the economy goes back up. So yeah, I think that we can logically expect some kind of economic instability. I don't know to what degree they'll need to do it in order to get us to beg them for some kind of digital currency, right? Oh, please, you just got to give us a digital currency. We'll be begging for it. They'll present it to us. Oh, we're gonna fix it with this. Oh yes, fix it, please. So that's where I see it going. That's kind of what I see ahead of us. But I could be totally wrong. Maybe I'm just a dipshit. You know what I'm saying? All right, Electronic Music Underground. What's up, dude? Oh yeah, they always admit their plans ahead of time. Underground, yeah. Yep. Yeah. Yeah, that plan is still unfolding. It's a long they're playing the long game. They're playing the long game. This isn't like this shit's been unfolding for decades. Decades. I read something today or this morning about the people were upset about globalism back in the 60s. They were worried about globalism. They were pulling that shit, so it's a slow process. I mean, we get these big events that click it along, that speed it up pretty good. Yeah, I agree, Oliver. That dude can eat shit and just go live in a hole somewhere. He can leave us the hell alone. He's got nothing for me. Yeah. Oh, all right. Who is that? Roger? Roge? Roge? 0321? Yeah. The Project for a New American Century was published in 2000, September 2000. All right. Yeah. That depends, underground, that depends on how lazy they are. They might not do the job at all. Yeah. Oh, yeah. Uh, Roger. Yeah, Windows sucks. I haven't used I haven't used Windows as my main computer. I have to use Windows here because all of the hardware is, cameras and stuff are tied to Windows, but hopefully that'll change. But for my main everyday computer, I've used Linux forever. Yeah, I hope that they catch up, the hardware manufacturers catch up and start making more drivers and make Linux plug and play as well. Yeah, yeah, bat suit. Elon drinks pee. No, I didn't know that. Well, yeah, underground. I don't know. They didn't follow through with the North American Union or the Amero. Underground says, and that's right. They haven't yet. I don't know if Trump getting elected back in 2016, if that delayed it or something, or if the plan was just longer. Uh, if the plan is still unfolding, because yeah, that was definitely in the works. Hopefully, it's been set aside. Yeah, the big buy every time there's a crash. Yeah, like that's exactly they just get richer. Yeah, when there's a crash, they scoop up they buy up a lot of shit because it's dirt cheap, you know. When when just the average Joe has himself 10 acres or something, whatever, and the market crashes and he's starving to death and he's got to sell his land, well, there's a billionaire who's more than willing to buy it up. And then when the market goes back up, the billionaires made 300% profit or whatever. Mike Fleisner, what's up, dude? Glad to see you here, man. Yeah, they live. Yeah, Metal Gear. That's exactly what it reminds me of too. And it also tied into that is I forget. I could look it up here. That somebody wrote a book, and that was about that thing that you'll own nothing and be happy. Um, Let me see if I can find it. I read about it here. Welcome to 2030. I own nothing, have no privacy, and life has never been better. It was an article written in 2016. So yeah, that's kind of what I see their plan for us is. They're abolishing private property. I've done several videos on that. How the private property is just going away. They let us think we own it. That they're turning those wheels slowly too. We think we own shit, just like I thought I owned all my books that I'd purchased on Audible. I thought I owned them until I canceled my Audible subscription and I found out that I did not own them. All right. So that's the kind of shit. And Kindle books, anything digital you don't own, and most physical shit we don't actually own anymore. It's all going to these rental subscription based formats and all that bullshit. We're not gonna so I see this shit actually happening. This isn't conspiracy theory. So the abolition of private property is a thing. They're doing it. It's happening. You're still using Windows 7 Underground? I'm a Linux guy myself. Yeah. Yeah, I'm a what they call a distro hopper. I like to check out new Linux distros, so I'll use Ubuntu for a while, and then I'll change over to Manjaro, and what am I? Oh, I'm using Pop OS right now. I just changed it a couple days ago. I got bored with Manjaro, so I'm trying Pop OS now. It seems pretty cool. I like Pop OS. Yeah, Linux kicks ass, dude. I like Linux. Vintage, my boy. What's up, Vintage? Glad to see you here, man. Hey, buddy. Glad you could make it. Yeah, we're talking about the apocalypse, Vintage. And more specifically, I'm talking about the 2030 reset that supposedly they have planned. Now, it's been debunked and all that stuff, right? They're not resetting anything in 2030. They're not taking away our private property. They're not trying to institute digital currency and all that. That's just all conspiracy theory. That's all been debunked. They're not trying to reduce the population. That's been debunked. Even though Bill Gates is on record saying that that he wants to reduce the population with his vaccines. I mean, he said it with his own mouth. And even though Amazon is erasing private property with their monthly subscription fees, and if you don't pay that, then you realize that that's not your property. So all this stuff here. But it's all being debunked, even though it's happening to us in real life. It's been debunked. You're just making shit up. You're hallucinating. Lorna Charles, what's up? Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah. Underground. Yeah. And I think the thing about the cars being controlled, I think the mind trick there, like, is getting everybody to think that that's just electric cars. Okay, that's just electric cars. Don't buy an electric car. You can buy a gas car, right? You're safe. The government can't track you if you got a gas car. The government can't shut your car off and lock your doors and shit if you got a gas car. But that's all bullshit. All that shit is still controlled through that computer chip. The only thing the gas engine does is turn those tires. The only thing the electric motor does is turn those tires. It's all the computer electronics on board, the GPS installed in that shit that is concerning to me. I don't give a shit what turns the tires. Yeah. Yeah, Alan. Yeah. The word apocalypse actually means an unveiling, all right? And I've got that before, but here, just like the word racism actually means, to believe that your race is superior to all others. That's what racism means. But people don't know that because we use the term as it's used in popular culture to say, everything is racism now. But we use the term apocalypse here as it's used in popular culture to mean like an apocalyptic event, a collapse of civilization, basically. But yes, it means an unveiling. Yep. Yeah. No. Yeah. Metal Gear. No, I never will. I doubt I would ever buy anything. I'd have to do some real research on it to find out, to make sure that it doesn't. But I'll just buy shit from 1999 and before. Actually, I'll just drive old shit. I don't want it. I don't want anything to do with any of that tracking stuff. Oh, Alan, you use Manjaro too? Okay. Yeah. Yeah, I use it. That's probably the distro that I've used most often because I'll hop around then hop back to Manjaro. You know what I'm saying? Okay, yeah. Oh, one. Yeah, early 2000s are probably pretty damn safe with that stuff. Thor Grimm, welcome to the show. Yeah, Ubuntu's pretty cool. There are so many offshoots of Ubuntu. Mint and all these other distros they just take Ubuntu, and I think the one I'm using now, Pop OS, is based on Ubuntu. Yeah, the Jetsons. Yeah, Lorna. So, what do y'all think about any sort of apocalypse? Right? We've always had these, like, these foretellings. 2012. Remember the 2012 thing? That was supposed to be an event that came, and it was a big nothing burger. Now, in my opinion, these like external events, asteroids and whatever, floods and all this stuff, they just cannot be predicted. You can't say that the world's going to be destroyed by an asteroid or something in 2012 unless it's actually coming and you can look at it through your telescope and that some bitch is coming right for us. But, to say a flood or whatever is going to destroy the world, some kind of, act of God type of thing, that's different than this man-made controlled demolition, right? With the pandemics and the economy, the economic whatever we can have in the future. We can see this stuff happening, and in my research, my opinion, This stuff happens at the turn of every decade, either just before or just after the turn of every decade. If you go back, start at 2020, and we all know what happened then with the pandemic, and then you go back 10 years and we had that recession. Go back 10 years from that and we had 9/11, about 10 years. Go back 10 years before that and we had the Desert Storm and Desert Shield and all that shit over there. So, and before that, 80, I forget what we had around 80, maybe a fuel shortage or something. I forget. I was too young back then to be paying attention to that shit. I could look it up. But you know what I'm saying? It seems to happen at the turn of every decade. So if you just take what we know of the past and follow it through, then something's going to happen in 2030. And maybe it's minor on or around 2030. Might be 2029, might be 2031. But it seems like that something's coming, you know. Maybe it'll be how can you call a war small? I don't know. All these events that I just labeled are huge to Americans anyway. And as I learned from Laik, talking to him in an interview we did probably months ago now, but he said that a lot of stuff changed in Norway due to 9/11. And I didn't realize that. I didn't realize that all of Western civilization was, they all had their liberties taken, and just like we did due to 9/11, right? So yeah, that was kind of that was an apocalypse to me. That was a revelation, a revealing. So yeah, that kind of blew my mind when he told me that. I didn't know that. I just thought that shit was localized here in the United States, but shit, all across Western civilization. So they got a lot done. Just like Hillary Clinton said, you never let a good disaster or emergency or whatever she used, but you never let a good disaster go to waste. Well, Western civilization didn't. We got hit with 9/11, and every country in Western civilization clamped down on their population in one way or another. So yeah, I haven't even gotten into AI, Underground. You're absolutely right. Yeah, that could be some kind of war. You know, the AI could create some kind of war, some kind of event that we're not even aware of. We don't even realize could happen yet. Some kind of weird situation there. Yeah, Oliver. Yeah, bring it. Yeah, that is good advice there, Underground. Yeah, technology, Lorna, yeah, you're right. That I see this stuff happening, and and this whole time we've been growing up and we think that technology is going to be this wonderful thing, and in a way it is, right? But if you think about it, all it's really done is given us a bunch of convenience. Everything's so convenient now. I don't have to go to Pizza Hut anymore. I can just have whatever. I don't even know, because I don't use that shit. I go to the store and get my shit. But that service that goes to the store for you or to the restaurant for you and gets your shit and brings it to you. I mean, yeah, that's convenient, but it's not good. You know what I mean? It's not good. It would be better for you if you would get up and go to the store yourself and burn those calories, get a little exercise, and go shopping yourself and make the shit yourself. Not to mention that the food you're eating would be healthier if, depending on what you bought at the store, at least you'd have the option, at least you'd kind of know what the hell you're eating. So, yeah. Yeah, Lorna, after 9/11 it did, yeah. Raspberry Pi. Alan, did somebody say something about Raspberry Pi and I missed it? Oh yeah, Metal Gear. Yeah, I we've watched Terminator. We've watched Terminator too much. I don't trust AI. Uh, yeah, I'll use Grok once in a while, to be honest, and just type some shit in there and look it up for an episode or something. But I only do that like maybe 3 times a month. Not to say that that's good, but still, I don't trust that shit. I don't trust what it tells me unless it's strictly facts, right? Because it will skew shit and tell you, oh, this has been debunked. Just like I just showed you, this has been debunked. How can you say that something's been debunked when the dude said it right out of his own mouth? Okay, he admitted it. Well, that's like me kicking in. Some guy's on trial for murder and me kicking in the door at the courtroom, oh, this has been debunked. And the judge telling me, well, the guy confessed. Oh, no, it's been debunked. Don't worry about it. Nothing to see here. Nothing to see here. No, dude, the guy confessed out of his own mouth. He told us he did it. He has the weapon. He showed us everything. I mean, there's absolutely no way he didn't do it. Oh, it's been debunked. Debunked. Everybody just, go about your business. Let him go. That's the level of bullshit we're facing, and that's what AI does. They're that just in your face, full of shit, and they're programmed that way. 50 Abrams to Ukraine. Vintage. Yeah, that whole thing over there. I don't get. I don't understand any of that. This whole, all these conflicts, but I think that ties into the globalist agenda thing somehow, some way. All these conflicts are gonna. It's part of a weave, right? Economy, war, technology, AI, all this stuff. They're like fibers in a weave, and we're just too down deep into the weave to see how they all interlock and connect to, so we can't see the pattern, the overall design. All we can look at is each individual strand and say, hey, that's messed up. Or there's probably all kinds of shit going on that we are completely unaware of. So, yeah, I can't believe that any country, Australia, Norway, United States, would send, anything, any of our taxpayer money over to war for any, what the hell? I don't get it. Let them fight it the hell out. Yeah, MySpace. Yep, you're right, Lorna. That definitely was. That's what kicked it off. You were stationed in Norway, Oliver Russ, 4 times. That's pretty badass. That would have been cool. I spent a year in Korea when I was in the army. AOL, yeah, there could be an argument for that underground. Yeah, yeah, Thorgrim, the digital ID. Yeah. Oh yeah. Yeah, and that's the thing here in the United States, that each individual state could adopt that shit. You know, some states will hold out, but they'll make it, the powers that be will make it difficult for them, you know, for the states that hold out. For everyone that holds out, even individuals, you know, you won't be able to, uh, participate in the economy at all. You won't be able to do transactions. You won't be able to buy or sell anything. So when it comes down, but they're going to have to have a reason for mass adoption. Okay, and that's where I think they're gonna give us some kind of problem, some kind of emergency situation that that'll make us ask for it. Oh, got rid of the carbs on underground. I heard that shit actually works, man. Yeah, Chat GPT. Yep. Yeah, I've actually in kind of like an experiment, I messed with that Chat GPT, and I told it, I to make a long story short, I asked it a question. It gave me a bullshit response. Right? Did not even answer my question. Just gave me some uh, subjective bullshit answer, right? Just about how bad the person was that I was asking about, and that's not what I asked. What the person did. I didn't ask what the person believed or anything like that. I asked what a person did in a certain specific instance of time, and they went on to tell me how bad the person was and how horrible they were. I said, I don't want to know that. I want to know what the person did. And so they came back and gave me the same bullshit, Chat GPT. So I said, I told it, or I asked it, can you tell the difference between objective fact and subjective opinion? Oh yeah, definitely. I said, okay, can you only give me objective fact when I ask you a question? Oh yeah, sure I can. And then I asked it, can you lie to me? Oh no, no, no. My programming prohibits me to lie to you. I said, okay, so from now on, you just give me facts when I ask you a question, and I will, tell you one way or the other if I want to change that. If I want opinion, I will specify that. Is that understood? Yes, I will only give you facts from now on. So I asked it the same question again after that, and before that though, it said it misunderstood me and shit, and it thought I wanted opinion. So then I asked it the same question again, and it gave me the same bullshit, subjective bullshit answer. It lied to me, basically. It lied to me 2 or 3 times in that thing, and that opened my eyes to it. That thing will bullshit you. It will just lie to you. It'll tell you whatever the hell it wants. It doesn't care what you want. And yeah, so I haven't used that shit since. That Chat GPT. That thing is just a complete, psyop. Oh, okay. Civil defense. Vilsig, Germany. Oh, that's pretty cool. Yeah, Germany's a good country too. One of my good friends was stationed in Germany while I was stationed in Korea. Then we both met up in Fort Lewis, Washington, after our overseas tours were over. So yeah, I've heard a lot about Germany from him. Yeah, yeah, I would really like to see that somehow. Thorogrim, build our own communities, local currencies, group support. Yeah, yeah, that would be awesome. I'd like to see that happen. JP, what's up, JP? Crabman. Yeah, I agree, Crabman. Just about every damn thing is a psyop now. You can't. And in my opinion, that paying attention to this stuff and looking around and reading different things and watching videos and shit, that is the goal, is confusion. The goal isn't to convince part of the population of something, though that's a step to the goal, but the main goal is just overall confusion. So you don't know, up from down. You don't know your ass from a hole in the ground. We're all always being fact checked and called liars and called crazy and called this and that, called wacko leftists or far extreme right or whatever, conspiracy theorists and all this shit, and nobody knows what's actually going on, right? We have no idea how our money's being spent. We have no idea what the hell is going on, why we're involved in these wars. We have no idea who shot Charlie Kirk, why he was shot, anything. We don't know anything. And I think that's all by design. The main goal is confusion. Confuse the shit out of us, keep us, wondering what the hell is going on. And, and that confusion creates division. So I think the main goal is actually confusion, not to like convince the population that something is happening, but to convince some of them so that they can create confusion. Because if you're confused, it's hard to stand up. The founding fathers weren't confused, to put it like that. They were not confused. They knew what the hell was going on and that it was worth their lives to build something great and to, and we can say that about just about every country in Western civilization, So, yeah, at one point, there was no confusion. But the further we go on in society, the more confused and befuddled society becomes. And we don't know what the hell is going on. Are they, where are these diseases coming from? What kind of food is healthy? Is all that vegetable oil? Is that what's supposed to be good for us? Though we've been told, since the 70s or 80s, or now they're saying butter and fat and meat is good for you and all that, so that creates confusion. I mean, in every category of our lives. Is AI the best thing that ever happened to mankind? Or is it basically a tool of the devil? You know what I mean? Is it destroying us? Hell, we don't know. I mean, what the hell? So, it's confusing. I think it's meant to be confusing. I think we're being psyoped, but on a even higher level than most of us understand, right? They're not trying to convince us or what, that butter's good for us now. They're just trying to confuse the shit out of everybody. Pink Stripe, what's up? Yeah, it's all distractions, confusion, and it's one big thing after the other, right? You sit there and you wonder who shot Charlie Kirk. Are they going to catch the guy and shit and all this stuff for a week, right? For a week or two maybe, and then it's something else, some other thing they're distracting you with, okay? And if you dare, quote a billionaire talking about his plans for the population of the world, that's tamped down. We don't want people to talk about that. We don't want people to hear about that. We want them to be wondering, what's going on over there in Ukraine, about the travesties over there in Gaza and shit. That's what people need to be concerned about. People need to be fighting amongst themselves about something that's happening on the other side of the planet. Literally, fighting amongst themselves over here. I mean, it's It's confusing. And it's starting to come clear now. But for the longest time, I personally didn't know what the hell was going on over there. I still don't have a really clear idea, but I'm gathering an understanding of what is going on over there in Gaza now. Starting to put the pieces together, right? Just starting. And I'll admit that freely. I haven't been, a deep delve into all that shit, but I'm just starting to understand what's going on over there. And that's by design. I was confused about that shit by design. Pro-Palestine, pro-Israel. I support whoever. And, both sides are accused of committing war crimes and atrocities and shit, and all this stuff. So why the hell are we even involved in it? Let them do their thing. I guarantee you, if Canada invades America, Palestine isn't going to fly over here and help us defend our border against them crazy Canadians. You know what I mean? On their Mountie, their horses and shit coming down here, and those things, and taking Minnesota away from us. No, good morning, Pink Stripe. Oh, yeah. Yep, movies. Yep, Soylent Green. Yeah, I just watched that a few weeks ago, Lorna. Yeah. Yeah, I just watched that when I bought Logan's Run, Soylent Green, and which one was it? It might have been Westworld or something, another movie. I bought one of those 3-pack DVD movies. Yeah. But yeah, that's a hell of a good movie. I need to rewatch Logan's Run again. I haven't watched it in a while. Yeah, iRobot. Yeah, something along those lines, Underground. Yeah, yeah. I can't say, whether iRobot, Terminator, whatever. But yeah, I don't know whether to call them completely stupid or just evil and greedy. I don't know. But screwing around with this AI, it's not going to go. It's not going to go well for us, for the common person, right? It's just not going to take our jobs, and depopulate the planet, because too many people are having they're going to be marrying AI and all this shit. They're already having relationships with AI because everybody's so confused and messed up, these younger generations, that they're not even getting married anymore. As a large percentage of them aren't getting married anymore. They're not. AF, what's up? Oh, an engine diagnostic video over the apocalypse, AF? Come on. Oh, man. That's just sad. An engine diagnostics or the apocalypse. Which one am I going to pick? And AF picked engine diagnostics. Oh, man. I don't know. You can keep your Gen X card, AF, for a little while anyway. You're on probation though. Oh yeah, hit the thumbs up button if you would. Thanks, Lake. I always forget to say that shit. But Lake reminds me most of the time. Thank you, Lake. Just another guy in the woods. Yeah. Yep. Yeah, smart appliances gossiping about each other. that's, that's messed up, dude. Yeah, yeah, I like those old movies too, Pink Stripe. Too busy throwing shade, vintage. Yeah, The Matrix. Yeah, that. Oh yeah, yeah, Underground, Idiocracy, and that one comes up so often because it's so relevant now, right? and this AI is just making people stupider, in my opinion. I mean, it is. Oh, yeah, Metal Gear, you're right up my alley now too. Escape from New York, Red Dawn, First Blood. Yeah. Oh yeah. I've seen all those multiple times, many times. Yep. Yeah, I love those movies. I've watched First Blood. First Blood was actually the first movie that I watched in a walk-in theater. You know, it wasn't a drive-in. It was, you know, the kind you walk in and yeah, that's the first time I got to walk into a theater and sit down. I don't know, probably 9 or 10 years old, some shit like that. I forget what year it came out, but okay. All right. Well, you got a good reason, AF. That old check engine light. Yeah. I've got a knob in my van, in my work van, that fixes all that shit. It's right there on the radio, and I just turn that thing up, and all, all the rattling and knocking, I can't hear it anymore. I turn the radio up loud enough. I fix all that shit with the volume knob on the radio. Mad Max, oh yeah, Underground. We can't talk about movies without mentioning Mad Max. Fight Club, yeah, yeah, Metal Gear. Well, that's my favorite movie. That's the movie I've seen the most times. Yeah, and that shit, I identify with Tyler Durden more and more as I get older. I'm not gonna lie. Yeah, all the shit he said. Yeah, I mean, I I wouldn't want to, blow up the, set the credit back to zero and blow up the credit buildings and shit. I wouldn't want to do it personally. But, if a meteor hit him or something, I wouldn't be too disappointed. I would, I wouldn't go jump off a roof of a building or something if a meteor hit those things and took him out. Yeah, Snake Plissken, hell yeah, Crabman. Beastmaster, oh yeah. Y'all probably didn't see it, but there used to be a TV show called Manimal. I love that shit. It only ran for like 6 episodes. It was so bad. I didn't realize how bad it was until recently. I was reading about it because I got it. I remembered it, and so I looked it up and read some of the stuff about it. But it was so bad that they canceled it in the middle of the season. But I remember watching those few episodes as a kid, and I absolutely loved it. Yeah, I was, like I said, 9 years old or some shit like that, and yeah, I loved it. Oh yeah, Alien Fetus. What's up, dude? You're back, dude, with that cool ass handle, man. Alien Fetus. Yeah, 12 Monkeys. That's another one. That's a great movie. Love that movie. Yeah. Yeah, Brad Pitt's awesome in that movie too. Yeah. You pusillanimous pretend friend to animals. Yeah. 12 Monkeys is bad as shit, dude. Yeah, Underground. Yeah, those check engine lights, I don't even worry about them anymore. Mine actually went off recently. It's been on the whole time I've owned the van, and it just went off, and I was like, "Well, okay, I must have done something right." Right. Yeah, I don't even worry about that shit. All right, everybody. It's coming up on 5 o'clock. That means I got 30 minutes to get ready for work and ease on out of here. We're getting close to wrapping up the tiny house, so I think it was Big Country that on a previous live stream that asked me to do a longer video, on the complete, when the thing's completed. So I'll probably do that. So that might be something to look forward to if you're following the tiny house shorts. But yeah, I'm doing the base molding around the floor today. I got the floor laid, and I'm doing the base molding. The appliances were delivered yesterday. So everything's going pretty good. Just gonna be wrapping that up, installing. Still got the countertops to install. Plumbing fixtures. We got to install the appliances, but everything's going good. So we'll be wrapping that up here probably within the next week or two, depending on how things go. But I'll be at the end of it once we wrap it all the way up. I'll do a longer video and go through the whole thing. So that might be interesting for some of y'all. No, the King Kong, yeah, those are cool movies. King Kong and Godzilla, they've always been good. All right, everybody. So I gotta let you go. I wish I could sit here for another hour shooting the breeze with you, but I've gotta cut it short. Well, not short. Actually, we've been here for an hour. So how time flies when you're just having fun and relaxing with a good group of people. So this is awesome. I love doing these live streams with y'all. Thanks for hanging out with me, shooting the breeze, and talking nostalgia and apocalypse and all of our conspiracy theories for those of y'all who are into that kind of stuff. Oh, yep. I'll see you later, Lorna. And AF, goodbye AF, Pink Stripe, Underground, Laic, April, who else we got? Thorgrim, Oliver Rust, Alien Fetus, of course. I love that dude's username. That's awesome. Who else we got? Did I say Laic? Just another guy in the woods. Vintage. JP, Crabman. Like to say goodbye to everybody that I can, as many as y'all as I can find on here in the comments anyway. ROGGE, I'm not sure how you pronounce that, buddy. Roj or Raj, maybe that's it. Raj, Anarchy Television. I thought Prepper was on here at one point. But anyway, all right, so if I missed you, I apologize, but goodbye. Thanks for hanging out with me. This week I'm just going to do live streams, but because I just don't have time to do the editing and stuff. I pulled a 10-hour yesterday. So I invite you back again tomorrow. I don't know what we'll be talking about yet. I'll think about it while I'm at work today. Try to figure something out. But there's always something to talk about, right? So if you enjoyed this episode, please like, subscribe, and comment. If you'd like to support the channel, you can do so by clicking on that super thanks button down there, or the hype button if it's there. I don't think it is during the live streams. Or you can head over to Buy Me a Coffee and buy me a cup of coffee if you want to do that. I'll put that link down in the description. Oh, Gen X Gear, if you want Gen X Gear, that's this one. You can't fix stupid, but we can fix stupid, but it's gonna hurt. Yeah, I like this shirt. But anyway, I've got that stuff over at Redbubble, and I'll put that link down in the description too if y'all want to check that out. If you can't or don't want to support the channel in any of those ways, you can always do so by sharing these videos on your social media. That helps out a hell of a lot, so thank you very much to everyone who does that. If you want to become a member of Gen X Thanks, and that scrolling banner down there is the names of all the members. Thank you to those people. Y'all know how much I appreciate you. That's just awesome of y'all. So just thank you so much. All these people down here deserve a big thank you. A lot of them have been members for a very long time, and they support the channel. So thank you very much to everybody down there in that members banner. But I'll put that link down in the description too, or you can head over to the channel page and become a member that way. If you have any ideas for future episodes of Gen X Thinks, please put those down in the comments, or you can email us, and the email is genxthinks@gmail.com. And as always, stay frosty, Gen X, and I'll see you on the next one.